sales meeting. I see that's the way we're going to do it from now on. Tuesday morning sales meeting. Come on. Like a radio guy. This is like my third cup.
Got it.
All right. Well, let's start out with some bucket fills.
Well, and I'm going to do my bucket fills. I'm going to jump in first, but sad because I don't see my bucket fillers. So, and I know they're not online, but I know one of them is sitting in an office in a corner up. Actually, I didn't see his car. Did I see here? My friend Travis up front. I don't think I did see him now that I think about it.
He heard himself moving this weekend.
Probably. Well, that was going to be my thank yous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am bucket filling to Travis and Grant for all the help that they gave with moving the St. Paul office. Literally couldn't have done it. And then thank you to my little friends over here who came with me on Friday when I was like, it's not going to be hard. We got this. Thank you so much, Jordan and Sean. As all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, we have way more than I thought. You guys are fabulous. I appreciate it. Then also super gratitude to now all of our new St. Paul friends. It's so fun to see more people in the market center, have them here. So I'm super excited. So you will see a lot of people. You check the offices. There's not as many empty ones anymore.
Yeah, that's awesome to have everybody here. So for those of you that are online and haven't been in the office in a while, come check us out. It's awesome to have people here exchanging ideas, drinking coffee, and just being seen. So if you haven't been for a while, come check us out.
I hid the beer.
The beer? Yeah, just coffee. All right.
It's got a bucket fill for us.
Linda.
And shaking all I got.
Oh.
Well, we are happy to have you back. We missed you very, very much.
We did miss you. Linda, for those of you that aren't in the office very often, Linda was gone for a couple weeks, and it was a sad, dreary market center without her. So we're glad that you're back.
Shoes to her shirt. Everybody always pay attention. She must have more tennis shoes than anybody. They always match her shirt.
Just fresh to death.
What else? Anybody online? Anybody online have anything that they want to share real quick?
Ooh.
I wanted to bucket fill Britt. We just celebrated our 8-month Great North title anniversary. So Britt threw us a little celebration at Chabella, and it was so fun. We did 2 truths and a lie with all of our employees, and set someone on fire. Not, but that was a truth.
That's what happens when you don't use Mike.
So if you want to know the rest of that story, stop by and see him.
Fun. What else do we got? Anybody else? Ron are going once. Going twice. All right. Put on. Oh, we got a bucket fill in the chat. That's our good old coach, Alec. To see.
All right. Well, we have some special guests this morning. You guys might know both of them. Raina. Well, Raina from cross country. Oh, we're doing Jeopardy. And Britt from Great North. We also have a birthday here today. He's going to come in here in a minute, and we're going to break, and we're going to sing Steve happy birthday. Okay? It's Steve's birthday, y'all.
So no matter what we're doing,
We're just going to stop.
in the midst of it,
Sing to
Stop.
Steve, okay? Okay, and here's what we're going to do. Come on up. It's okay.
Let's just explain what we're doing. We'll give you this. Say what we're doing.
I did remember that it was Steve's birthday yesterday. And I said happy birthday yesterday. I knew I would forget today. Somebody said something.
You always want to work with a preemptive plan.
Yes. Thank you very much. And also, I'm one of those people that if you tell me something now and I don't do it now,
And I walk away and completely forget unless they're like a mock brain type thing, I think. Okay, a couple things. We have a couple really fun events coming up to help everybody in the market center lead gen. So somebody was asking me, what's happening with your lunch and learns? And I said, well, I'm going to do that because I don't want to sit here and talk to you about Very good. So instead of posting lunch and learns where I just talk to you about all sorts of super fun and exciting mortgage stuff, if you still have questions, of course, you can always come ask. But I thought, why don't we continue on the train of just lead genning together? I get scared when you pick up my phone. I'm so sorry. Okay. And so, is anybody signed up for Bold? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yes. Yes.
Whether you're signed up for Bold or not, there's a thing called Bold 100. I'm sure you've all heard of it. Well, definitely it helps you generate leads. But before each Bold class coming up, we're going to have a sponsored time here in the market center where we all get together and do Bold 100. Whether you're in the class or not, sit down and do some lead gen together. The other thing that Bold talks about is door knocking. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people have seen great success with that. So we are going to provide the door knocking materials, the door hangers, things like that. We'll come to the market center, have some snacks, maybe talk about any questions that you might have of upcoming programs that might be helpful or your door knocking time. We'll go out and do it together. Maybe come for pizza or jerks or whatever. Watch for those dates to come on the calendar. Anyways, let's get to the fun stuff. I need 3 volunteers, please. Come on, it's gonna be fun, I promise.
Oh, come on. Are we gonna do thank you?
No.
I'm trying over the form. Here you go.
Need a noontime meetings. Wait, do we need coffee? Do we need espresso shots? Need be the Hiller? Ready? Somebody went to the fancy press actually. So, okay. Caller.
Right.
Okay, let's answer some fun mortgage stuff that I've been asked a lot recently. Much funner. Is that a word? Yes. Much funner. Yeah. Gary will call you. He answered the question, whoever wins. Okay.
See that face, so I know which face to call it.
What is the highest possible FICO score for mortgage? Good.
Say it a little louder or repeat it maybe.
50. Thank you. Okay, what
The 4 C's.
for mortgage lending? 4 C's. Take a guess. Be comprehensive. Bring out the espresso shots.
Come on, Ernie, what you got? But then again, you might be helping out the others. Come on.
One at a time.
Credit.
Credit. Wait a minute. About along the lines capital. Lateral, thank you. More. Yes. Those are, yes. Must have been in mortgage at one point in time. And you, yes or no? Can you get a mortgage without a credit score?
Yes.
Yes, very good. the Dave Ramsey way, and I have a lot of people asking me about that right now. Do you do manual underwriting? We do, but I always recommend that you have some sort of little card. I love Dave Ramsey for a lot of things, not necessarily for the zero debt, zero score type of avenue. So have a little credit card, charge your gas to it, get down to $25 a month. You'll be amazed at your credit score. Much easier than a manual underwrite. What is the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval? Very good. So pre-qualification, just having a general conversation. Hey, Raina, I make $10,000. I have $1,000 a month in debt. What can I buy? Pre-qualification. You'd be surprised. Back in the day when we didn't have to gather documents, everybody made $10,000 a month. Because that's what they told you, right? Okay. Here's a trick question. How long has Raina been in the mortgage industry? Be nice to me. Ever? My mom was a real estate agent, so I remember riding around in the car looking at the little MLS books, like take a look.
Or real estate,
Mortgage.
18.
So close. So close.
20.
21. This is my 21st year. Started an intern in college.
Wow.
Okay, what is the average 30-year fixed rate today?
25.
You're so close. Closest to without going over. 7.267 is national reported for today. All right. True or false? Your client casually brings up to you that they're thinking about buying a new car and some furniture. You should tell them to talk to their lender before they do that. Good. True. It's tie. Everybody gets a prize. How about that? What is the minimum credit score for a conventional mortgage? Close. 620. Have a family member in the business or something. Yes.
He came to win the mortgage prize.
What month and year is the lowest recorded 30-year fixed rate?
Month and the year,
Month and year.
October 2020.
Close. January 2021 was 2.65%. I thought that was a fun fact. Okay. How quickly can a loan be closed per RESPA? Do you need to move that loan super fast? 3 days, no.
No.
It's a no. 7 business days. Start application disclosure, closing date has to be 7 business days. We do them all the time. You would be surprised at how many people get closed fast. I mean, they're fully underwritten up front, of course. They close fast because they want to win that offer. It's to be the right client, of course. But it happens. There are agents in this market center that use that strategy a lot. Help their clients win, especially people that are investors. Okay. Last question. In 1982, just so happens to be the year I was born, what is the highest interest rate recorded for a 30-year fix? So close. A bit lower.
I think it was 18 and that.
A bit lower. I think 16.04. So when your clients are talking to you about all these things, 16, yep. Your lender gave you a high rate. Maybe you should call them. So when your clients are talking to you about all of these things, it doesn't actually seem so scary to talk about rates because Alec and I were just talking about it yesterday. Oh, I wonder what that rate was. My parents had that, but they also had maybe an $80,000 house. Fantastic. But these are also just talking points where you can make it seem like, gosh, wasn't that high? It's not so bad now. Of course. Yes. Maybe you got in at 2.5%. But did you pay 50,000 over? Possibly. It's not so scary. It's just a conversation piece. All of these things are just little things that you can kind of keep in the back of your mind on top of everything else that you have going on, of course. But maybe it's just a green light. Somebody says, I can't buy a house right now. I have a 620 credit score. That's not true. You know that we can. Somebody says, well, I don't have a credit score. I can't buy a house. That's not true. Talk to somebody, just give them information that they can use, bring to the table. Scariest part, I promise, for people to start a conversation with me, and I hear it almost every conversation with every lead. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it because I have this, this, and this. But also remember that you're paying $1,800 a month in rent right now. So you're paying 100% interest. So let's just have a conversation, work towards the end. I don't really know who was the winner, so I'll bring stuff around later. Hopefully that was a little bit fun and a little bit helpful. And of course, my office is down the hall. I'm across from the park. So if you have any questions, please feel free to stop by now.
Next, we have other partners. Come on down. Great North Title.
Okay, sounds good. First of all, thank goodness Raina had the microphone when we were singing happy birthday. So we should all be happy for that. So we are Great North Title. We are a woman-owned business. We are right on the other side of the office. Mike is primarily our closer here. Britt sometimes backs him up, but we do have a team of 4 to 5 closers with a team of coordinators that back them up. So if you want to go to next, today I want to talk a little bit about mechanic liens. So Raina kind of touched base on if your customers are saying, hey, I'm buying a house and I'm also going to buy a car and furniture. If you are, you know that your customers have interest in doing something to their home. In the last 120 days, they have to get a mechanic lien if it is paid. Yes, a mechanic waiver, sorry. To say that it's paid off. So then you guys can protect your customers. So we have ran into that before where it was not paid off. If you don't have that lien waiver and you go and you finalize purchase of the house and they go in there and then the mechanic can come back and say, hey, you have this invoice that's still not paid on the work that I did to your home. So summer, and I don't know if people are gonna try to start updating their home real quick, doing some small things before winter. So just make sure and keep that in mind if there is any construction going on or you know that your buyers want to update their home. So, and if you want to know more, there is a link. So we'll send to Jordan these to send out after. So you can actually click on the link on the bottom if you want to learn more about mechanic waivers. Also, please be aware too, it's really helpful for us if everyone helps out and make sure that the seller impersonation fraud, it's so bad right now. So please just do your due diligence with that. So I wanted to tell you guys a few things that we do as a title company that helps you guys as well. And you guys can also click on that stop sign with the hand on it to download the Alta handout. But things that we do as a title company, so your RONs, your remote online notaries, you're not just getting some random notary, you know, in the country that you don't know or have never met and is just clicking, yep, sign. It is our closers who are doing your remote online notaries. So we keep that in-house. We use Qualia, so they send out those secure emails. So that kind of cuts down on somebody trying to impersonate our emails or our signatures or things like that. So just kind of keep that in mind. Next. And just making sure too, you guys, and telling your buyers and sellers that we are like the middle of the circle. So we contact everyone, all those people in that circle, the agent, lender, seller, listing agent, party vendors. So just make sure the importance of, saying if they're getting married, before they end up selling the house would be something we should know. So just make sure, even if it's something that you think you're over communicating with, I promise you're not over communicating with us. Just let us know anything that can help us make sure that you have a smooth transaction. And here's the team. So this is Mike Varsness. Make sure to ask him who he set on fire later on. Heather is the scheduler. So she reaches out and sees where convenient places to close for your clients. Again, we can do it here. We can do it in a different office, coffee shop, bank, anywhere on the side of the road. I mean, really, it's your client's choice, but wherever you want. Amanda and Jackie are the two coordinators. Then myself and Britt. Anything? One more. It's Phil's face. Oh, that's okay. I can just, you guys. Phil is our senior examiner that we actually have on staff. So it's super nice for you guys too. Everyone can call and ask Phil questions. And he's willing to help you out. He has multiple years in title experience. I don't know the exact year, it was on my slide, but he is such a great person to have on staff for us and for you guys. And his title turnarounds are 24 to 48 hours, which is amazing. We keep telling him it's not that important. You don't have to do it that soon all the time. He's like, no, 24 hours. So that's super helpful for us as well. Was there one more? Oh, okay. Anyways, thanks guys. You guys do have any questions about mechanic lien waivers or seller impersonation fraud, Britt and Mike will be here later on. Also, feel free to stop down and ask.
Thank you so much, Kayla. Great North. Thank you so much. No, thank you so much. I don't know where my head is today. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate what you do for, I really struggling today. So now we are going to bring up
It was a lot of wisdom.
a lot of wisdom. It's Isaac. No, I mean it's Peter. Come on down, Peter. Come on. The floor is yours, brother.
Just sit here, be a pretty face.
That's questions.
Well,
It's-
you just have to let you talk
Oh,
for share with us. Kind of, what is, wish you would have known sooner.
Never didn't know I was sooner. Wow. Where should I start? I went into the real estate kind of blind. I thought, oh man, you put a sign in the yard, you collect a check. It wasn't quite that easy. Oh, that works for you. So, I think the number one for me was, and it is something I heard immediately when I got into this. And that was when you go on appointments, never, ever think about the money. People can read that on you. If you're thinking, oh man, $1 million listing. See that all over you. So I don't know why I put it as number one today, because I just thought somebody in here probably needed to hear it. That wasn't really number one for me. That kind of came like, I mean, I knew that coming from the business I was in that I shouldn't focus on it. Just need to focus on bringing a benefit to the people and what? Where'd you come from?
I came from Golden Valley. Came from Remax. Remax results.
Number two, which is probably,
A lot better than number one is. Treat it like a business and create a way, get a tax person
somebody that can help with business development coaches, like,
I like,
uh. So
treat it like a business, get a good tax person. Anybody in here ever have any tax issues?
like, whoops, I forgot to do that, like.
That's why it's good to have somebody take care of that for you. And then this one took me a few years. You know, I officed out of my home for quite a few years.
I had to,
This is lawn, clean windows, the newest car in the driveway. You know, all that stuff was easy to focus on and got me away from lead gen, which in my vocabulary, that was almost a swear word. I don't like calling people asking for something. So once I got into that mind shift change, and I'm not calling to ask for something, I'm calling to give something. It changed my business. Anybody else ever think of it that way? You know, like, you know, you have to call them, or asking to list their house. Don't we? And so to get to that point, though, it took me a few years, like I said, to show up. I think the old office, a lot of you guys have been around for a while. Our old office was in Arden Hills. Sean, you were there, weren't you? You weren't there for a while? Anyway, but that's what I did. I showed up and be with, and you know, just talk to people that like talking real estate. You know, if you're not around people, you're out doing other things, you forget about it. It's easy to just kind of slide off the radar, isn't it, John? Yeah, I think we all go through that. And it's true with any job. I mean, it's not rocket science, right? Focus. And the focus has to be on money, taking care of people.
lead gen.
Lead gen. See, somebody heard me say lead gen and my phone's ringing. What else? Any other questions? Questions that, I mean, I've been around a while. I'm not perfect. I've never been, we do business, but you know,
business currently or in the last couple of years is repeat business for referrals? Or are you still busy developing lots of new leads?
no, interesting you should say that, Steve, because it's about 70%. And then if I look and some of those past clients referred us to their kids, I mean, it just goes on and on and on. We sold a lot of investment properties last year. The people that bought during the downturn or the crash, I should say. One guy was joking a couple weeks ago. You were there, Mike. I think he paid 30,000 for the property and we sold it for 350, 3.25, 350.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable returns for this guy. And at that time, some of you remember short sales and REO, and I mean, it was a lot of work. I can remember Reeves and I talking, and I just said, you know, we just got to stick to it. You got to stick to it. You know, these $30,000 ones aren't going to pay the bills, but on the road, it will. Anybody else?
Tell us about working with your son.
Maybe I should I'll bring James in. James, are you on today? Working with my son, I tell you what, I'm so blessed. It's unbelievable. I get teared up thinking about it. Wasn't something we really planned. We didn't like set out to do this. He started out as a collector. I started out as a meat cutter. Everybody know that? It was in the meat business by default. I was in the grocery business for many years. With James, he had a few different jobs and he went back to Metro State, get a degree. Then, we kept talking about doing different things. We did a little business on the side, different things we try together, and we did really work well together. And so then when the time came to come to Keller, I said, why don't you get licensed? And so he got licensed, I got licensed. So day to day, days are better than others. I mean, there's things that I probably say to someone else that I won't say to him. And things that I'll say to him that I couldn't talk to you about. So to be honest, it works really, really pretty well. We went through a few years of, how do we do the commissions? How do we structure this? We've had as many as 8 people on our team. I think it was 8 back in 2013. And then decided it was easier for me and I to do it with an assistant. Anyway, I'm blessed to be able to work with James. Any of you guys know him? He's his mother he raised him well. But I wasn't in the picture much. I worked a lot of hours.
A lot of hours. When you first got into the day for 10, 15 years, how many hours a week do you think you put in?
Well, that's when I said show up. Okay, so I look back on that. Yeah, I probably dedicated 10 hours a week to real estate, and the rest of it was on everything else. And then one day, actually, it was during the crash, 2009, I think it was. I actually called Fleet Farm to see if I could get a job through the Christmas season. And I was like, well, let's see, that's 40 hours minimum. I had this great idea that if I spent 40 hours trying to lead genning and actually talking with people, probably do some business. I didn't call Fleet Farm back. I just went right in. And the interesting thing is I picked up more clients that December than I had the previous 3 years. So.
Peter, anything else?
Oh,
Did you have early, more currently, did you have an early mentor, a coach? I wasn't called a coach maybe at that time, but somebody that you really valued what they had to teach you?
You can say John Colopy.
well,
You can't say John Colopy. I didn't know. You knew I was going to say something like that.
not John Powell. I can remember sitting in a room.
You can tell.
Very smart. Yeah. Remax was great. I loved it there. And they did it really, once a year they had a great meeting. I loved it. I didn't get much mentoring there, and partly that was my fault because I wasn't asking for it. And then when I came to Keller, I just kind of glom on to people. I don't necessarily, I've never gone out and actually hired too much in coaching, so I wouldn't be saying that out today, but
Hey, sleep in my office, no worries.
I coach with. I talk with this guy quite a bit, get ideas off of him, but other than that, no. Is that something I should change? Yes. Is that something I recommend to everybody here? Yes. Get a coach. whether it's Steve Highland. I love talking with Steve. Well, he's just a wealth of knowledge. I felt like I was at the point in my life where I didn't need to start 100% over and coach and build another big team. So that was kind of a personal decision I made. I didn't follow the program. But, the accountability piece has been difficult for me. I'd say the least. Being honest, I mean, you've talked to Todd too. That's a tough one for me because I'm like, I can handle what I got. Okay. So
James, feed off for accountability.
we talk to each other 2 or 3 times, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. Sometimes we'll go 5 days without talking, depending on what's happening. But yes, we do. It's kind of a competitive.
Yeah.
How many listings you got coming up? How many buyers you got coming up? It's kind of a fun. Yeah. What? Tell me.
Telling you something. How would you, if you had to mentor a brand new agent, what would you say to them to get over fear of making those initial calls with a brand new agent?
I think going back to what I originally said, call them with something you can give them. And I don't mean a Vikings calendar, a Vikings calendar. I mean, just come from contribution and just come, call and offer information. You're the wealth of information to them. And that's once I got to that point, like made everything so simple, even bold. I mean, I've done like 12 bolts and I think the first 10 of them, it was like, I felt kind of awkward calling me. And then, I think it was, I can't think of her name right now. She's out of Kansas. Shannon. Yeah. And, I did bold with her and she was saying, ask everybody, when you're, out and about, you're wearing your name tag, you're wearing Keller's shirt, which I don't have on today, but normally I do. Get a lot of conversations with just the logo. And anyway, she said, ask everybody. And so I went and asked the guy that was serving the food. And we got a room of 300 people or what, I don't know how many was in those rooms, 150. And went and asked him, he goes, well, I don't, but she does. It was his wife standing next to him serving the food. Anyway, out of 150 people, I was the only one that asked him. Get in touch with them for 6 years until we finally did a transaction. And just go for every one of them.
The guy that just delivers Jimmy John's to our old office, we had 2 transactions with.
Isn't that? Yeah. I still go over to the old office. No people there. Talk to everybody.
Unless there's a clinic over here, it's an age.
Peter loves me. He's right. Anybody else got anything? I just found out I was going to talk today. 2 minutes ago.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you being here, appreciate your love and laughter. What's interesting is I kind of found that, you mentioned something that I think that, and so people at home can hear me. You mentioned something earlier that I think is important, and that is if you're happy with what you're getting, right? It's okay to not always constantly believe you're in growth. And I think sometimes in our business, there's a tendency for us to believe that if we're not pedal to the metal, pushing that somehow isn't successful. And yet you've had a long career that's provided for you, your family, and now your legacy. And I think that for you guys to learn something about this is that decide what you want and be committed to that. My experience with Peter is that's exactly who he is. And so if you think sometimes that, I need more, I need more, I need more, I think the conversation becomes, what is it that you really want? Go ahead.
I did forget to mention, it took me a couple of years to figure out why I was doing this. Figure out why you're doing it. Why do you get up and go to work every day? Why do you call people? Why? What's the reason? And define that and make it big.
Because then it makes it simpler to do it, right? That's it. So know your why, then you can know your how, right? If you know your why, you're committed to the idea of, okay, these are the activities. When somebody says to me, I'm not in coaching, I know that you felt a little sheepish about that, but here's the truth. No, here's the truth. The truth is you've created, manifested, and consistently performed at a high level. I think that oftentimes in that moment, we have the tendency to think, okay, I have to reach that next rung. What I think is incredible about real estate, Isaac, you and I kind of talked about this yesterday, and that is identify what it is that you really want. And don't stop until you get there. Once you get there, let's take a look at what's next. Because then we're benchmarking reality in your life. Real estate gives us a platform to achieve to the degree that we want, not to the degree that Peter does, or to the degree that Richard does, or Chad does. What is it that you want? What do they say? Comparison is the thief of joy, right? So don't always be worried that you're not doing everything. Commit to the things that you need to commit to attain the things in the life and the goals that you set for you. If you need somebody, an accountability partner, to give you a kick in the behind once in a while, you can find that. If you need coaching to figure out how to do the things, then you can do it. If you don't first define what you want, you're not going to get what your outcome is going to always seem off. Even if you're wildly successful, and you get these people from time to time who are wildly successful, but they're not in alignment with what they really wanted. So they constantly have this air of unhappiness or this air of discontent, right? Don't be that. Be Peter, right? You identified what you wanted. You found the ways to do it, and you've created an incredible legacy because of that, brother. So cheers to you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Peter. I really do appreciate you sharing with us this morning. All right. So now we are going to jump into MREA. How many of you, by raising your hands, have been to my MREA sessions in the morning so far? Thank you. Those of you that are here, thank you so much for showing up and doing that. I've enjoyed this. They say if you really want to know something, teach it. You will internalize it. There are some things that I've read now as the instructor for this that have really popped out to me. And one of them actually has to do with the conversation that we just had, which was knowing your why, knowing your reasoning, and starting with a solid base. So this week, I'm excited, you guys. We're going to be talking about 3 L's. We're going to be talking about goals. That's tomorrow morning, and we're going to drive some passion and some intention there. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I don't think this last week, but your presentation on this MREA story that you got, the menu on the screen, is wonderful. And I really meant to repeat to this group. Nick's presentation and knowledge of what he's talking about here is almost as good as the guy who wrote the book, who was a friend of mine too. And I'm talking about James.
Yeah.
He nailed that. I can't wait tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much, sir. I feel really lucky to get to teach. Jason Abrams and Mark King say this. I get to stand on the shoulders of giants, and I get to teach something that I feel passionate about. When people ask me, when I called to other agents, and they ask me, about Keller Williams, and I'm pretty emphatic about the way that I feel. It's because we're the only real estate firm in the country that has a legitimate platform, a directive for you to be successful to the degree you want. And there are these little nuggets all throughout this book that every time I read it, I highlight it and then I underline it. And then how am I going to have this one segment stand out to me? There's so many good things in it. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. We're going to continue to bring the pain and the heat in this MREA session this week. This is a good moment. If you haven't been here before, you can jump right into us. You can easily catch up to where we are. And even if you're not actively reading along, which most of you should be, but even if you're not actively reading along, come and attend the class. You're going to get fired up. You're going to leave here wanting to do something more than you're currently doing. I'm going to call Richard Ochoa out real quick. Yesterday, Richard and I had a coaching session in the morning, and Richard is doing a couple of other projects related to real estate. But we've been focused on accountability to the goals he had specifically. And so yesterday I challenged him that he had to connect with people yesterday outside of being in the office. And this dude at a gas station pulled off a listing appointment.
Yeah, again, and I was an owner. I was wearing my PhD stuff because I was dropping off some guy to go pay in the help. And he was just asking me questions, and he said, "Oh, how's real estate?" And we were talking. And he said, "Do you have time at noon? I want to sell a house." I met him at the gas station at noon. We drove to the house in Farmington. And he said, "Yeah, it's ready to go." The value is like in the 390s. And he said, "I want to sell this. And then I want to buy 20 to 30 units. And then I got to connect with you." Okay. And then he drove me to the house and then drove back to the gas. He's the owner of the gas station. He's opened a restaurant in Chicago. Just a very nice guy. And it only came up because I was talking about real estate with him. And he was working at the register at the gas station.
Wow.
Right? Oh, that was awesome. That was a high point of my day yesterday, is the text message I got from you. I talk a lot, imagine that. I talk a lot, not often do people listen. And then within, 90 minutes, they're setting an appointment. Now they have an opportunity to potentially list 20, 30 units, or that's incredible, man. So, you know what? It's stories like that, you guys, that I think that remind us that of what you said. If you're talking to people and you approach it from the sense that my intention is to bring value to the conversations that I have, then you don't feel foolish about bringing it up, right? Because the reason why you want somebody to work with you is because you know that you're going to do a better job than anybody else would, right? That's your commitment every time you get a new client, is you're going to do everything you can to facilitate their dream, whatever that is, or to help them exit the nightmare, because sometimes real estate is a nightmare too, or relationships are a nightmare. And so remember that, you guys. If you take nothing away from today, then this is, if you're not asking questions, if you're not having conversations, if you're not meeting new people, you will never, ever, ever hit your goal in real estate. And I can't teach that part of it. I can help. I can push you in the right direction. But when it comes right down to that moment where you got to make the decision on whether or not you're going to have this conversation, that's up to you. If you're afraid to do that, you guys, this business becomes really difficult. If you're not afraid to do that, or you come up with a new reason why you're going to ask this question, there's a lot of fruit that is going to come from your cultivation. Go ahead, Alec.
You already know what your life looks like if you don't have that. So break through that fear, go have a conversation and find something that's new, because it's going to be more rewarding. It's more scary, it's typically more rewarding for you.
Dude, that's a great way to deliver it, man. It's succinct too. Would have taken me at least 12 more words to say that. Thank you very much. All right, we'll keep it moving, guys. We're going to get you out of here on time. All right, this is it, you guys. Okay. So when people ask why Keller Williams, first I say MREA, and second I say Ignite. Why? Because Ignite is the baseline for us to share what we're doing at a high level. We're going to have some great instructors here. We have a few more we would love to fill in, you guys. Our first course is next Tuesday, correct? Monday. Next Monday. And Isaac is going to kick off Sparking Your Career. We have Lisa Purcell. She's participating. It says her name up there. Her name is actually Lisa. but whatever. Steve Jones, we have Carrie and Jordan, we have Jane, we have Sean. I know Steve is jumping in. We have Mark, we have Peter, we have Karen, because Karen does a great job instructing. If you guys have never seen Karen instruct before, she does a fantastic job. She's a wealth of knowledge. We have DJ, we have the famous Sean Corby, we have Travis, and then we also have another Your Name up there. So you guys, we are going to do this right. We are going to continue to facilitate this. If you've never taken Ignite, give this session of Ignite an opportunity. If you want to teach, how do you get really good at something? You teach it, right? It makes you internalize it. It makes you reconsider how you're going to deliver the message. So please, if you believe that there is a value that you want to bring, I believe in you. Carrie believes in you. Our leadership team believes in you. Jump in and teach a class. I promise you, you will get more out of it than you can imagine to teach it. The entire course itself, you guys, is going to give you an eye-opening opportunity to really inspect the parts of your business that you might not be doing as well as you would consider. And you guys, like a lot of other things, coaching costs money. This is an opportunity for you to jump in and get serious about these topics, focus on your business. And guess what? What does this mean? This means that you are preparing your business, you guys. I don't want to yell too much for people. Because I want to get excited right now. I believe, and if you've met with me in the last 10 days or so, I've told you something. That is, I believe that we're going to come in to one of the best markets that we've ever had. For those of you that have kind of struggled the last few, 18 months, 20, 22 months, 24 months, where you've done the activities and you're not seeing the outcome, this is where the outcome is. Do not quit today. Go harder today than you've ever gone. Take the next 6 months and do the things you've always promised yourself that you would do and haven't done. And I promise you, next year will no doubt be the best year of your career. Interest rates are going to stabilize. Why are interest rates going to stabilize? It's an election year. The Biden administration, this isn't political. This is just how politics work. The Biden administration, I gotta watch out here, don't I? The Biden administration is going to make sure that interest rates are coming down to some degree. This happens every election year for every administration. So we know that interest rates are going to settle. We also know this. Home prices did not come down because there's so much demand and there's so limited inventory. And that means new construction, existing construction, prices are going to go up. I've heard 9 to 15% on that. That's a huge number. So 2 things. One, if you're not already investing in real estate, take an opportunity to invest in some real estate. I'll give a shout out to Rico over here. He's super engaged, but I love my guy. Dude, you picked up a fix and flip at a discounted rate through a relationship you had, and you turned it in about 30 days. Come on, man, that was incredible. And this guy, when we met, he wasn't even sure he was going to pull the trigger. My man did. Tell us a little bit about it.
It was a probate deal that my little brother's friend brought to me, brought to us pretty much. We just kind of went and walked, and it was kind of like oh, maybe, maybe not. And then I kind of thought that was playing around because it took like 3 or 4 months to even acquire the property, but we got it for like $200K. I put like 40, 50K into it, and it just raised at 390. So
$390,000, and you've got 245 into it. And if you've been following him on socials, if you haven't, check my man out on Instagram. He tracked every single day what they were doing, how they were doing it. I love the series, man. Shout out to you. That was nice work and way to believe in yourself and what you were committed to. I like that. All right, guys, Ignite. Who in here is going to teach an Ignite class that is not on that thing? Okay, we have 2 I know that are going to do it. Anybody else? Find me afterwards. Find Carrie. Let's get this training calendar filled up. People don't want to always hear me speak, right? All right, go ahead. Holy cow, you guys. Who's participating in the call night? Okay.
More hands up.
Come on, guys.
More hands.
I just told you that having these relationships are going to push your business more than it's ever pushed. We got to get you in here. $1,000 giveaway right here, guys.
What do you got going on Wednesday night that's better than that? I know what you're doing.
Come on.
Pass.
All right, guys,
I got
I don't want to
looking for more.
beat you to death with this, but let's get involved. This is $50 and this is the way your business is going to grow. Let's get into this. These are the activities for $50. Even if you had, even if you did this all year, every single month throughout the year, and you only got one deal from this, you're still on the upside of this by like $10,000. So jump into this, you guys. This is a great way to engage your database. It's a great way to get them to call you. And more than anything, it's an easy touch. You can get probably 4 touches out of it. You get the initial, you get the reminder, you get the day of, and you get the follow-up. That's 4 touches. Come on, y'all. Let's jump into that. Real estate career night. We're going to continue to share these. I will give a shout out to Rico. Rico has, I think in the last month, you've handed off 5 people, 6 that have come from those conversations. These 5 of these people are already in K-Prep. That's incredible. And all you're doing is having conversations with people about what is possible for them. Even more so because of DJ. Many of you might have seen that she added this to our internal page. There is a program that the Minnesota Realtors is hosting that helps real estate agents of color get into real estate. It's a scholarship program. I'm sorry, I should have had it with me, but I didn't. It's a great program that Minnesota Realtors put into place to help affected communities that don't have the same opportunities to get a program that focuses on help at Pathway to Achievement. Thank you so much. Pathway to Achievement. So you guys, Pathway to Achievement applications for realtors, program opens September 1st. If you know somebody in your life that you think would love an opportunity to change their life, to change the trajectory of their family, and to get into real estate, this is it. Reach out to us. We're going to have the links for these. We're going to be able to do these. Jordan will definitely be helping us. So Jordan, thank you so much for having that on there. I appreciate that. We didn't even talk about that today.
See how waive some fees for that.
Even better. All right. You want to talk about back to school barbecue?
Back to school barbecue. So I've talked to a lot of different people. Please make sure that you either let Linda know and she can put it on a sheet. But I've had a few people that are coming, but we don't see you on the list, and we just kind of want to get a gauge. Just a reminder, next week, next Wednesday, September 20th, 5 to 7:30. It's for our agents and your families. So grab your family, come join us next Wednesday. Burgers, brats, Mark and Mark are doing the grilling again. And then we're going to have everyone's just bringing sides. So come join us. We'll just have some fun stuff for everybody, just kind of casual to get to know everybody, talk to everybody, meet people's families as they bring their kids along. So just, make sure that you either use if you get the email, you can click on the link, or you can scan the QR code, or you can just run up to Linda and say, "No, will you add me to the sheet?" And she will add you to the sheet.
We're going to play bags, and I'm going to win again. So.
Bumper the Clown's going to join us.
Nope, Bumper's not joining us. It's my first job. It's not too different from being a team leader.
It had to be one. Okay. That one.
It's all right. CE knockout is coming up, you guys. Make sure to get your CE and CE, Jordan. Don't make us chase you down. CE is a really good time to do it in the year, at the end of the year. Get it done now. Guys, bold. Come on, y'all. Bold. This is going to be unpopular, and I'm probably going to get things thrown at me, but this is the truth, you guys. You have a really great coach. I am a cynic at times about things. And so here's what I would say. I've had a chance to connect with Hudson Warren, the coach that is going to be coming out here to the Twin Cities. He's going to be teaching at the Banquets of Minnesota, which is 7 minutes from here, 7.5 minutes from here. I'm not kidding you guys. Come to First Step, and it's going to be great. I think that this coach is going to deliver some heat. They're doing a bit of a return to the original bold mentality. They've made some changes. This is going to be the best bold. I know that you guys hear this a lot from us. Okay. I know that. And I don't want to harp in a way that makes you go, wow, we always hear the same thing. What are you doing right now? If you're not in coaching, what are you doing to build your business and move it forward? This is that opportunity. Ida.
I just want to add, I said I didn't coach,
But I did bold every year for sometimes twice a year
Yeah.
for like 12 years.
We're doing a reimbursement. It's 300 off of your first 2 transactions. So you only pay $200 to go to 7 weeks of the most intensive training in the business. You guys give this an opportunity. Again, I know that we push a lot. I know that there's some hesitation from us as leadership, like with you guys to pick up the phone and make calls. There's some hesitation for me to say bold, bold, bold. I tell you what, I sat through the first message with this gentleman, his first session for us as coaches. I listened to him. I came from curiosity. And by the end of that conversation, you guys, I was pretty much convinced that this is going to be a different bold. So get in, get a part of this, sign up for First Step, sign up for the whole thing if you're ready to commit, and let's move forward. Thanks. That's it for the day. All right, guys, go kick ass. Go have a wonderful Tuesday. Everybody online, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great day today. If you need anything, you know where your leadership team is at. For those of you that were in the crowd, thank you to Great North. Thank you to Cross Country and Raina. And we will see you guys next week.